Yes, my viewers and subscribers, here's another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. I want to talk to you today about Jamaica's voter apathy. Why is there such an apathy happening in Jamaica? Let's take a look at it, guys. The voter apathy is not only due to the fact that the Jamaican people at large would want a different administration this third term. The first and second did its time. And I think at this point, the people want a different third term. I saw this article and headline, and it says, "We will fight for Jamaica. Diaspora fed up with crime, corruption, bank fraud, and child abuse." Guys, when the diaspora is saying that they will fight for Jamaica, it means there is no viable opposition. Let us make no mistake about that. That is a fact. And that is why the diaspora is taking it upon themselves to do what they're doing. So the truth of the matter is, no administration, no prime minister is perfect. They're not going to be 100% perfect. So what we look at in administrations and leaders of countries is that they will make sure that they handle the most critical issues of the day or the critical issues of national concern. For example, in Jamaica, what would you say the most critical issue is in Jamaica for the Jamaican people? I think if I were to do a survey or a poll right now, everybody, 99.9% of the people would say currently it is crime. We have contract killing, which is high at this time, and it was never that way, a couple of years ago. So we have crime that is the most crucial, right? Now, what I would say is, if Andrew Holness was smart, he would appoint people to the National Security Ministry and to be police commissioner who are result-oriented, people who are going to come with an comprehensive anti-crime plan to deal with that. Because no prime minister by himself does not lead a country. He has a cabinet, and those individuals in that cabinet are supposed to all be competent. So the leaders that put competent people around them are the most successful. So no, I don't have to tell you that when it comes to crime, it affects almost every aspect of a society. Especially in Jamaica's case, the inner city communities, the small businesses, the confidence that people, it affects damn near everything. The healthcare system, crime puts a huge burden on the healthcare system, for example. So when you look at crime and the gravity of it and the burden that it places on the country as a whole, you can see that that is the most crucial problem in the country. So with the dissatisfaction of the people where these most critical issues are concerned, between that and the absence of a viable opposition, you will see why the apathy is so high. Now, in a healthy democracy, you don't want your voter apathy to be high. You want the citizens of your country to be participating in the politics in Jamaica, not just on social media, but you want people going to cast their votes in the local and the general elections to support their elected officials. We want to see participation in that way in our country. The absence of it, it's like anything goes, anything can happen, anybody can just come. So we do not want high apathy in our country. And certainly, if we go into elections and the apathy is high and we're only seeing 30 and 37% of the electorate coming out, I wouldn't call that a good victory. That should be, worrisome. You want your electorate to turn out. When you get the mandate of a people, you want to at least have a majority of the people give you that mandate. No, let me just say this to my viewers and subscribers. And I'm talking about some of the people who come here with a political agenda. I'm not going to be out here fighting with anybody, okay? So I'm just going to say this to you guys. I read my comments. I'm not like some people who just post things and don't look at what my people are saying. I look at my comments and I read the conversations. And I like that you guys are so engaging. And I see where some people are saying, why don't you come out here and talk about what is wrong in the government and what is wrong in the administration and this and that? And my response to that, guys, is listen. Yes, so right now in Jamaica with this voter apathy thing, I think it's crucial that we try to call for a viable opposition at the very least. Okay? When we have a viable opposition and a functioning, healthy opposition in the country, then we can start having healthy political discourse. It is very hard to have a discourse right now. As I said, there is no alternative. Andrew Holness is it. You see what is happening right now in the opposition? Murder, cover-up, and the closeness of the opposition leader to a crime that he cannot disassociate himself from. A murder where he helped disseminated information that the victim, who was brutally killed, died in her sleep when it is not so. And that's his bodyguard, confidant, party member, a man who campaigned with him right through, by his side every day. So right now, there is no alternative to offer the people, and I'm not a time waster. So I'm not going to be, talking things just to talk. Things are just for views. I'm not going to do that, okay? And let me just let you guys in on a little secret. Did you know that in 2019, after Bunting and Golding them lost the challenge to Dr. Peter Phillips, did you know that they deliberately sabotaged their leader and sabotaged themselves to make the party lose, to deliberately give Andrew Holness a second term? Yeah, they did. And I'm not just saying that based on hearsay. I saw the evidence in the leak, what is known as the sabotage operation. So they gifted Jamaica, or they assisted in gifting Jamaica on second term with Andrew Holness. So I don't even see these guys as they have no integrity. They're anti-democratic and don't believe in conceding when they lose an election. And they're not viable. And as we can see now, it come down to murder, cover-up, and they're unable to disassociate themselves. So what I would rather spend my time doing is to help in the advocacy, making sure that Jamaica has a viable opposition. Because we don't want to be running on a one-party system. We don't want to do that. I don't believe in that. I think the people should have an alternative at all times. And I think the people should have a viable opposition at all times. Now, that is not to say if I see something wrong or going wrong, I'm not going to say something, even if it has something to do with this administration. I will speak, but I am not going to be like some other vloggers who are out here playing a strong advocacy role for the acting opposition.
An emergency delegates conference. There don't need to be any voting. One, Joyland Silvera is head of a committee, foundation, whatever trust that the present man, Mark Golding, has set up in the party's name. Two, Joyland Silvera is playing a pivotal role in the security detail of the opposition leader. Three, Joyland Silvera is lying that he wasn't there based on what the MP for Western St. Mary has said. And four, Joyland Silvera is now deeply implicated because he invited 30 people over the house to contaminate the crime scene. Therefore, the close connection between the opposition leader, who cannot separate himself because he also issued a statement that she died peacefully, they cannot be separated. Therefore, in the interest of the party and based on what is happening, it is not being said it is Joyland Silvera. It is being said from a PNP member of parliament who is a pivotal part of the Mark Golding team. Joyland Silvera is not being separated from the party. Therefore, it is behoven on the members of parliament to distance the People's National Party from Mark Golding at this time, and the special delegates conference must be held and ask Mark Golding to step down and to remove him also as opposition leader. I have given 4 reasons in this voice note. There are more, but the voice notes are limited. But it is behoven now in the national interest. If lawyers, PMP lawyers, have separated themselves, Mark Golding, in whose team of persons politically around him Joel and Silvera plays a pivotal role. Mark Golding is not separating himself. Therefore, the party must separate itself from Mark Golding.
I would not wish this on my worst enemy.
He needs to change what he laid the foundation for and say to Mark Golding, because Mark Golding is controlled by him.
By who? By PJ?
Power broker. No, man, he is the power broker behind Mark Golding. So he needs now, this is an opportunity in memory of Melissa, his niece, to correct the whole situation by telling Mark, you need to resign from the opposition leader office and you need to resign as leader of the People's National Party.
Okay. Well, maybe a petition can be done and addressing it to him. Maybe that's a place to start. But let us pick up back another time.